Your goal is to create happy customers who then create other happy customers.
Oh, congratulations!
Here's what I've learned. The best of the best have got the following.
We're selling, going, gone! So congratulations. Let's have a look at the facts.
What's your goal for the next 6 months?
I'm so excited. We've got the #1 real estate agent in Australia, James Tostevin, for our weekly video here. This guy here writes over $5 million in gross commission income. We're about to see what he does and how he does it. Let's go meet the legend himself. James, welcome.
Thanks, Tom. Thanks for the opportunity to have a chat.
Mate, it's a pleasure, and I don't say it lightly. I meet, like you meet vendors, I meet real estate agents every day. You are, based on numbers, the #1 real estate agent in the country. How long have you been doing it, James?
30 years, Tom. I had 27 in sales and sort of 3 years in property management. That was a long time ago, but mainly as a salesperson through director, and I didn't work as a team member or as an assistant because they didn't really exist when I first got into it. So, but in the last 11 years I've been at Marshall White, and that's largely been as a director, but I've had a selling role. I've not really run the business like some of the other directors do.
Okay. Yeah. James, there's a lot of people that are watching this video that are thinking to themselves, $5 million a year, like realistically, they write $100,000, $200,000 a year in GCI. Can you relate to that at all? I mean, have you ever done low numbers?
I have done numbers at those sort of levels, but it was sort of around the 94, 95, 96 time, so nearly 20 years ago when I was running around that 250, 260, but I still wasn't really improving, Tom, and I wanted to sort of put some things in place that would catapult me to another level. So I think for the person that is writing 160, 170, it's how can we get to 220? I mean, that's the first step. And if they're writing 240, 250, how can we get to 350, 400? So it's just a gradual thing. I mean, some agents are capable of making a quantum leap. And for me, I did do that. I went from 260 to 560 to 860 to 1.3. So in 3 years, I jumped about $1 million, which at that point in time was, again, a huge
So
jump.
I want to drill on that. Can you nail what are the things, James, that created those quantum leaps?
I didn't make enough prospecting calls until that point in time. I didn't make enough effort to nurture contact with people over a period of time, and I just hadn't really been taught, Tom. I mean, no one had sat down with me and explained, this is how you monitor people, this is how you keep in touch with people, this is how you build rapport with people. And it was actually a training session I went to with John McGrath, and it was at Chaucer's in Canterbury, which no longer exists. The building's been knocked down, it's now apartments. But John just opened my eyes to the possibilities, as did Eric a couple of years later. And just listening to those American speakers and probably the team structures that they had around them, and that was just foreign to the average Australian agent. They didn't employ people to assist them to get to another level. And that was, again, something I did. I employed a young man to work with me, and he was more sales focused, but then I had someone who was admin focused, and that's, again, really what made the difference.
I'll talk about the prospecting in a moment, but while we're talking about getting an assistant, knowing what you know today, if you were starting again, at what point would you put on this assistant type person that you're talking about?
I think if someone was, around about the 300 to 350,000, and it's a big thing to do, Tom, if you're only writing those sort of figures, which are still quite respectable, but depending on how long you've been in real estate, but it's how can we get to 500, 600, and how can we go about almost doubling our income? Typically, it's around that leverage you can create for yourself, and it's about employing someone that, I guess, where you don't have strengths, which might sound obvious, but if someone's not good at admin, and very few agents are, as you know, very few salespeople are, what am I going to be good at? What am I not strong at that I can, I guess, get someone to help me with? And that's a really important thing.
Okay, that concludes the free video. For all our real estate gym members, you're about to actually hear the whole interview and of course get the templates, tools and all the other extras that are going to make a difference to you to 2x your income.
Let's have a look at the facts.
What's your goal for the next